14,000 years ago, in a frozen camp in the middle of an ice age, a family did something that made no sense. They took food they could not spare and gave it to a sick wolf puppy. For 7 weeks, they kept it warm. They nursed it through a disease it should never have survived. And when its short life ended anyway, they did not throw it away. They placed it in their own grave, wrapped close to two people like a child. Everyone knows the story of how dogs began. A fearless hunter steals a wolf cub from a den, raises it, trains it, and turns it into man's best friend. There is just one problem. That story is almost certainly wrong. Your ancestors never tamed the wolf. What actually happened is much stranger. The dog was the first animal humans ever lived with. Before cows, before horses, before sheep, before cats, before farming itself. Somewhere between 15 and 30,000 years ago, while your ancestors were still moving camp with the seasons, wolves became something new. And how that happened decided what sits on your couch today. Start with what makes the old story impossible. An Ice Age wolf was not a pet waiting to happen. It was a rival. Same prey, same territory. A pack of them could empty a hunting ground and circle a camp in the dark. Scientists have actually tested the cub story in modern times. Raise a wolf from its first days, bottle feed it, sleep next to it. For a while it works. Then the wolf grows up and the wild switches back on. It guards food from you. It ignores your commands. It cannot be trusted with children. Hand raising does not make a dog. It makes a tamish wolf. So if humans could not turn wolves into dogs, what did? Garbage. Every human can't produce something no other predator could make. A pile of leftovers, bones, skin, scraps, free calories, every single day in the same place. For a wolf, that pile was a jackpot with one catch. To reach it, you had to walk toward the most dangerous animal on Earth. Most wolves could not do it. Their fear pushed them back, long before the fire's glow. But in every pack, there were a few, the calm ones, whose fear switched off a little later. They crept closer, they ate, and night after night, the calm wolves went to sleep with full stomachs, while the fearful ones went hungry. Full stomachs mean more puppies that inherit the calm. Run that loop for 100 generations and something remarkable happens. Nobody is choosing anything. And yet, generation by generation, the wolves at the edge of camp are getting softer, rounder, friendlier. Sounds too slow to believe? Science ran the experiment. In 1959, in Siberia, a scientist named Dmitry Belyayev took wild silver foxes and applied one single rule. Only the friendliest ones breed, nothing else. By generation 6, fox puppies were wagging their tails at humans. Within a few decades, the foxes had floppy ears, curled tails, spotted coats, and puppy faces. Nobody selected for looks. Friendliness alone rebuilt their bodies. Researchers call it the domestication syndrome, and it means the whole transformation can happen within a single human lifetime. Evolution has a name for this shortcut: survival of the friendliest. Not the strongest wolf, not the smartest wolf. The wolf that could stand being near you. And once wolves crossed that line, something even deeper changed. In 2003, researchers gave dogs and hand-raised wolves an impossible puzzle: a box of food that could not be opened. The wolves kept clawing at the box until they gave up. The dogs did something no wolf ever did. They stopped, turned around, and looked at the human's face, asking for help. Dogs even evolved a new muscle around their eyes one wolves barely have, whose main job is making that famous begging look. Puppy eyes are not an accident. They were built by evolution specifically to work on you. When a dog holds your gaze, both of your brains release oxytocin, the same bonding hormone that flows between a mother and her baby. So here's the twist. Everyone took the obvious lesson. Humans, the masters, who shaped a wild beast into a servant. But the evidence points the other way. Wolves ran the experiment on themselves. They domesticated themselves, one calm step at a time, and all your ancestors did was leave the leftovers out. And then, quietly, the experiment reversed. Camps with dogs hunted better. Their sleepers had an alarm system with a nose 1,000 times sharper than any guard. Some researchers argue that teams of humans and dogs outcompeted every rival species on the continent. The wolf changed us back. We are the species that bonds with them, carries their pictures, grieves for them. Two animals rewriting each other. So tonight, when your dog stares at you across the room, understand what is actually happening. An Ice Age predator is reading your face with muscles built for exactly that purpose, running a 15,000-year-old agreement. You feed them. They study you. And that family in the frozen camp, giving food they could not spare to a wolf puppy that could give nothing back. They were not feeding an animal, they were feeding family. Your dog is not your invention. Your dog is the wolf that chose you.